I need to get some rest, but I need your seed.
Why?
Well, to sleep with it.
And as you fall, Enwin is still on his feet. The rest of you fall and break all of the tables inside of the Cheshire Club. To which Bo goes, "Come on!"
Best day ever!
Group, though. He would work with the group because he likes Cass, and that would just be really, really awkward on the battlefield.
What?
I don't think that's an awkward. Perfect person to protect Cass. I
Wait,
like
what?
it. Let's go.
I'm still
I
here.
don't need protection.
I'm still here. At the...
I know you are, sweetie.
Chris,
It's okay.
shh. The adults are talking. Shh.
Oh,
1
alright.
second, buddy.
I like it. I'm gonna. What did
Chris
you think
likes
of
Cass?
I like.
What have you been?
Ibs was a little pretentious.
Abs was
and
my
for
favorite.
me.
I like Bob.
Thanks, Perry.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Are you gonna leave?
Yeah, the crew needs me.
You go, and I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh my God.
And he nods his head. And he nods his head and walks you over to the door. Just sort of opens the door.
Oh man.
There was mouth stuff poison? Oh yeah.
No smell stuff.
That came out wrong. Sorry.
Sorry. I could not laugh.
Person has died, Ryan. A little decorum,
Death
please.
due to mouth stuff. Come on. Get over it.
I'll go home
Smack him
now.
across the face. I'm like, wake up.
All right, you smack Ryan across the face. We're set up in these stands or floating above the water. Have never seen a ship cross the finish line, but first. And they all watch as the first thing they see is Monkey C. Written along the side of the ship, crossing and backwards. And you have crossed the finish line. Congratulations, crew. You have won the first high lock race for the briefest of seconds. Let them be. Let them love and hurt and change and tell stories and die fighting and pouring drinks and doing the right thing even though it hurts. Just let them be. We can give them that.
Not a good looking.
Hello, everybody. Let's do this. Let's get this. Through the magic of technology.
We not here.
Now you are. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Season 2 inaugural episode. We're back.
Finally.
It's
Jesus, it's been years.
Tuesday night. It is time for a little
been decades.
Dungeons and Dragons, and I miss you guys so much. We have a few announcements before we get started with tonight's game. As always, in perpetuity, you can come and hang out with us on our Discord. Yes, we encourage you to come hang out with us. There's lots of fun stuff like memes. There's a homebrew channel where you can find cool items and things of that sort. So please come and hang out with us there. It's also where you're going to find the latest up-to-date schedule. Not only do we have that, but we also have a cool merch store where you can buy stuff like this awesome t-shirt. Ooh, Indigo Chameleon. This cool hat. Yeah, I'm repping the brand hardcore. So yeah, anything that you want to do to get that cool Karma logo on there. Hello, Moist Owlet official. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dream Girl 42.
I love it.
Miss Audie, Icky I love that name. That's amazing. So yeah, not only do we have that, but we also have Dimitri's online store. You're gonna notice in the coming weeks that Dimitri's is going to be changing a little bit. You'll notice a streamline of the items that he represents. You'll still find those occasional goods that are special, one-of-a-kind purchases, but a lot of it will allow you to be able to interact with the group in a very specific way. Also pay attention to those stream points at the very bottom of your screen where you can click on that little karma and you can buy cool stuff like a +5 or a Surge of Wild Magic for the game, or if you're Al, you can save up those points to become a deity.
I'm at 77.5 thousand. Thanks. I'm
You're gonna
close.
regret not making that higher.
Give me 3 weeks.
Nope.
You already became a deity. You only get to be a deity once.
No.
Try to
And
crush
when
the
became a
spirit.
deity.
And when became a deity.
Yeah, we are not.
Al isn't one yet. Now Al will be.
How dare you.
Trevor found the hack, and now Al is going the long way around. He will be rewarded accordingly. So we've got an upcoming schedule for this week. There's lots of fun stuff happening. Nothing going on tomorrow night. However, Thursday night we go back to the Lost Isle, and you'll see a different camera setup as we have some people live in the studio playing with people far, far away, and so there's going to be some shenanigans. We'll see what happens. So thank you so much. Oh, T. Grace has 50,000 now. That's
I saw
awesome. I buy stuff too much to get that high. Yeah, that's fair.
We'd be dead without you buying things for us, though. So just
Thank you for
thank you
staying,
so much. I don't get to, so.
It's fair.
That's on Thursday. On Friday night, we go back to Neverland with, and I keep saying this, but every week something unfortunately happens. I think it's actually been a month since we had the entire original cast all together at the same table. So I'm hoping that this Friday we get there, we get everybody at the same table on Friday. I'm excited.
So it's like a normal D&D game.
It's like a normal D&D
Got it,
game.
okay.
We try to reflect that. Sunday we don't have anything going on. Monday we don't. Maybe Monday is our.
It's a surprise.
I think Monday is our very first D&D 101 game of January. We've got
That
two
was the 17th this week.
scheduled. No. Nope, it's Monday.
Okay.
Monday is our very first D&D 101 game.
I
so
don't know things.
yeah, man, it's okay. Tune in as you watch some newbies play some D&D. We've always got stuff going on here at the Indigo Chameleon channel, and we are so appreciative of everybody that spread the word and all of our new friends that have just sort of joined in at the last minute. Shattered Tabletop Gaming. Dude, that's a great name. So yeah, we'll see you guys then. That's it for the schedule, and I think that's it for upcoming announcements that I need to make, things to follow. So,
Sorry, I was laughing at a meme in the Discord.
you were like, oh, that's fair. Once upon a time, in Wonderland, a lot of things have changed since your time spent here. A new story starts anew, 1 month after the old story ends. The Red Kingdom is in a bit of a renaissance as of late, with the previous queen disappearing, and you all knowing exactly what happened to her, and the new queen taking charge of the kingdom. Queen Faith has led the Red Kingdom into a bit of an artistic and economical renaissance as of late. The Red Kingdom still stands as one of the powers in the continent of wonder. However, to the east, the area of Overton and Underton, all working together to form a powerhouse of their own. Many of the areas surrounding Wonderland are in a bit of a stasis at the moment, politically, for several reasons. One, after the events that happened previously of the Red Kingdom gathering this army, and in response to the power grabs that were happening in the east, some of the areas of Wonderland are starting to come to life. Some places that have been quiet about not wanting to get involved in the power struggles that take place on the continent themselves have decided that the time for quiet is gone and they need to establish themselves. Towns, city ships are starting to draw alliances with some of the larger powers. We start tonight in Wonderland. In a Wonderland that is all too familiar to some of you and yet ever-changing and constantly different for some of you who have come from long distances. Some of the names that we know are returning. We have some new names as well. If you've been watching some of the other episodes that have taken place, you'll notice that these names may have made some guest appearances and Fix and Dash in previous episodes. So I encourage you all to go back into the archives if you're able and look through them, or at least to be able to look at our Wikipedia, where you can spot some information about Season 1 and learn information about those characters. I want to start tonight's episode where we started the very first episode of Wonder. All those 40 plus odd episodes ago. I want to start this episode in the forest. We're actually going to open this episode up with two newcomers to the group as they make their way through the Wonderlands and towards a small town on the outskirts of the Wonderlands and the Red Kingdom, the town of Tanath. Tanath is the cabbage capital of the Wonderlands. And it is a small gnomish village, but it is also the home of a living legend. It is rumored that the mechanical man that once saved all of Wonder lives there. And there's also another legend that floats around. This is less of a legend and more of a tourist attraction. There's a tree. There's a tree that grows somewhat close to Tanath, and it's within walking distance, and many people make their pilgrimage to this small cabbage town. And as you can, I'm sure, guess, cabbage prices have gone through the roof as people make their way to this small town to visit the porcelain man. And this tree has been affectionately nicknamed the Wishing Tree. There are many people that have started talking about the magic inherent in this tree, and that if you touch this tree and your heart is pure, the tree will deliver to you your greatest desire. Many people lovelorn, people that have lost loved ones, make pilgrimages to the Wishing Tree, place their hands upon it in hopes that the tree will deliver. And there are widespread stories about how loved ones thought lost will occasionally show up at people's door, claiming to have found themselves standing right outside of the tree, not knowing how they got there. And after the first few people made their way from the tree outward, the rumor spread like wildfire. So we now find ourselves in the Wonderlands, where two individuals are setting up camp for the evening to start out their journey first thing in the morning. Let's meet these individuals. Who do we see first?
Keep it none on the larger.
Okay.
You see a large reddish-brown minotaur doing the last of the setup for the tents, accompanied by a steel bloodhound. This is Trovic and his trusted companion Humphrey.
All right. Not too far away from Trovic and Humphrey. Who else do we see?
Olo, who is a short 2'8" halfling in full plate. Brown hair, blue eyes. Probably stoking the fires. Like starting a fire. And like not getting ready to cook. That's him. But trying.
There's probably a familiar silence as you guys stoke the fires and things like that, until from within your bag you hear the telltale sound of a rock moving around.
Okay. I will retrieve said rock.
You know this to be the modified sending stone that your father has given to you, and it is time for your weekly check-in. So you can choose to have that conversation right here, or you can move off a little bit.
I'm just sitting there. I would assume you'd be used to it at this point, so there's no
Give it
reason
my
to
best.
like. Okay, guys. Hello.
Hello. Hi. Is it working? Can you hear me?
I can.
Son, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Your mother's here. Say hello to your mom.
Hello.
Hi, son. You got to speak up louder, dear. Hi, son.
I can hear.
Can you hear her?
Yes.
How are things? How are you feeling?
I'm fine.
Are you eating food?
Yes.
Ask him if he's eating vegetables. Are you eating vegetables?
I'm in fact in the cabbage capital of the world. So,
He's into not. He's visiting the cabbage capital of the world. Honey, would you buy us a cabbage and bring it back?
It is not going to make the trip, but sure.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. If you don't mind buying a cabbage and then bringing it back, figuring out a way to like keep it fresh would be great. If you don't mind, sweetie.
Sure.
Okay. Who are you traveling with? Are you traveling by yourself?
No. You were called Trovik?
I do. Is Trovik there? Put him on. Hand him the stone. Hand him the stone.
Do I read? Oh, all right. Hello.
Hey, it's Dad. How are you, Trovik?
I'm very well. How are you?
What do you think of the new sending stone?
It's nice. The mustache is an interesting touch.
Oh yeah. I thought it would be funny because you remember when he was little, he had that pet rock and he used to take it everywhere with him. He even tied the little rope to it. What did you call the pet rock?
This is fine.
Give it, honey. What did you call the pet rock?
So sorry, connection is bad.
I'm sure the connection is fine. You're right.
The two of you spent some time that evening making camp after having run into each other amidst your travels. We pull back from this scene where the two of you are to the city of Tanoth, where the two of you are resting for the evening, I imagine. What do we see when we look at Mandrake?
Mandrake looks almost identical to what he looked like before as a human, except now it's made out of steel polished to look like white porcelain with boiling brown eyes. It's actually the tea that is in his veins that's boiling that runs him. He's still wearing the hat. He's still wearing a blue coat, and along the edges of his skin, anywhere where there's a seam, there's blue filigree, as you would find on ceramic.
C3P Mandrake is there.
Yes.
Not too far away from him is Thoisar.
Thoe looks a little different than she did. She's got a bit of a sylvan twist to her. Light green skin. Her hair is almost like vines coming down, brownish and greens. She is a new race that we've worked on called Fey Touched, and she's got a little bit of her Furbolg ancestry and a little bit of her her Fire Genasi and a lot of Sylvan. She also has wings now, thanks to the caterpillar. She's got some wings that drape down her back, kind of like a cape. They are browns and greens and kind of reminiscent of a butterfly.
What are the two of you doing in the evening?
I would be working in the lab, standing like with the door open. Have you been there? Have you been there for a while?
Well, I've been helping. I've been helping as much as I can, and it's kind of nice because I don't have to sleep as long anymore, as long as I'm getting sun. So I've been kind of learning a little bit about what he does, and eating food other than cabbages, because I've really discovered I quite hate cabbages.
Now you see why I survived on tea.
Tea is tasting better. Anything but cabbages.
It is preferable, though the cabbage candies aren't bad.
Nope, still bad. I don't like cabbages. Any part of cabbages.
Even though you two are inside this alchemist laboratory, there is a small knock that comes from the door leading outside of it, the little trap door. There are steps that lead up to the surface, and I think some of the gnomes are accustomed to you working in here. Lorenz is a small gnome that has gathered supplies for you in the past. A standing member of here in the village, and Lorenz pokes his head in and says, "Excuse me, there's a cow. There's a cow man. Not he's on the outskirts of the village."
A cow man.
He's
not a cow, a cow.
No, it's a cow man, and he's got a robot dog.
This I gotta see.
There's also like a little guy that we think rides the robot dog. That might also be a little robot man that rides the robot dog.
All right, I
But
absolutely
we're not
need to see this.
we're not sure. Like, do you want to?
Can you just point us in the direction of the cow man and the robot dog with the little man riding him?
It's a little robot boy.
Yes. Okay, robot boy on the yes, absolutely.
And we think he rides the robot dog.
Yes.
Lorenz,
Yes.
do they seem aggressive?
I
don't care. I have to.
I'm
go see
aware
this.
that you don't.
I didn't ask. You told me if I spotted anything weird, and I thought that this might fit. It was a cow man and a robot dog and a little robo.
Fine.
You're pointing me in the
Where
direction
are
of this
they?
right now.
Okay. Lorenz like backs up out of the area, and as he does, he points off in the distance outside of the village, and he's like, "If you want to, okay, bye."
As we leave, I'll cast Disguise Self to look like the old man Drake.
Okay. So you are no longer the porcelain version of yourself. You are the human version. Yes, off in the distance, you see a small fire that has been off in the distance away from the village. As you two begin to make your way over towards the cowman and the little boy, we go to a familiar location. We go to the Cheshire Club, where you have found yourself at home within the confines of the Cheshire Club. Fix, you're out of hell, buddy. That's the first bit of good news. The second bit of good news is Dash is alive. Is well and alive and flittering about on your shoulders as you have decided to, like, I'm going to do something different. Instead of bar backing in hell, I'm going to bar back at the Cheshire but you are welcomed with open arms and a wide grin from the resident barkeep, owner, manager of the Cheshire Club, Wine in Hand, who has taken you in as a fast friend. As you are moving about this space, a newcomer comes to the club. Tell us what Fix looks like.
So Fix has shoulder-length brown hair. He's 3 feet tall, green eyes. He's got a little bit of a buck tooth just because he loves squirrels so much, and his best friend is a squirrel. He's got a little bit of a little buck tooth. It's
That's why they say, like, owners and pets take after
exactly
their.
right. And he's just a lost boy. He's just out for nature and just.
That's our Friday game.
Yeah.
You literally copyright cannot say that unless it's a Friday night.
He's an unfound boy.
Okay. That still somehow works.
And he's just got a little cockeyed little grin, just welcoming people as they're coming in. So
AQB has called this the Shorty Squad, and that is officially canon. So I'm so sorry. Fix, as you move about the club, a newcomer enters into the club through the familiar sort of foyer that enters into the entrance. What does this newcomer look like?
All right, so Zero is a half elf. He's wearing chainmail, but it looks like discarded chainmail that he found somewhere and decided he was going to use. He's got bronze skin, dark black hair, blue eyes, and yeah, he's just here to see what's going on.
Does Zero wear any religious iconography on him? A symbol?
A necklace that he keeps kind of tucked in.
Okay.
But he does have a white knight necklace kind of hidden in there.
Yeah. So you see this newcomer come to the bar, and Wine in Hand is sort of busy mingling with people and fixing drinks. And as the newcomer comes in, you see Wine in Hand turn towards the door. And as he does, his eyes flash a feline green, and almost as if his head is being turned sharply from an invisible hand. And as he looks up and down, he goes, Fix, buddy, can you go see who that is? I got a feeling there's somebody important. Thanks.
Bro, I'll be back here in a second.
Yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, there I was, standing in front of this undead red dragon, and he's like, and I'm like, and then this is when I saved everyone. I'll tell you guys again.
He's just gonna immediately just run over and just be like, just like tap him like, hey, you need something?
I don't know. Where am I?
And the Fix is just gonna look around the bar and he's just gonna grab whatever drink is nearby and he's just gonna grab it and just put it in your hand. It's a Cheshire Cup. It's on me.
Oh.
Trust me, it's on me.
I think it's in the bottle.
Oh, all right.
I don't think you spilled any. You're
You're just
good.
gonna shake it real quick. Yeah. Hopefully it starts to like cascade out a little bit.
Yeah, I think whatever liquid was in that bottle, when you begin to shake it, it starts to cascade out of the bottle a little bit. Let's just do this. Let's see
Is
what.
this a custom here?
For what do you mean?
I'm not quite sure.
Well, you can drink it, or you can wet your hands with it, or the floor. Would you like to drink it?
He just puts it down. He's not sure what's in it.
Well, come on. And he's just gonna grab him by the leg because I'm assuming you're much
Yeah,
taller.
yes.
He's just gonna grab him by the leg and just get behind you and start pushing you towards like whatever first chair is.
Okay.
Yeah, this little homeless found boy is pushing you towards the club proper. You don't know how you got here. You do remember communing and praying, and you having faith that you were going to be in the place that you were supposed to be. So when you went to sleep that night and you awoke the next morning to find yourselves in this strange club with this person, you've learned to trust the bomb. Learn to just get ready and trust that you are going to be in the right place at the right time. So as you are pushed forward, the crowd before you is a varied crowd. You see a very tall man that's sort of wandering around taking drinks from people. And by tall, he's like got to be half Goliath or Goliath. Like he's huge. There's a little small Aarakocra running around between the tables. There's a very gregarious storyteller. It's hard to pick out details because there are so many people gathered around him at this point. That you occasionally see like a hand shoot up or like a bit of like liquid as he raises his cup and a little bit of the liquid from the cup comes out. But the two of you are pushed into this area. As you go and do that, let's cut back to this other group who are heading towards the cowman and the small boy on the outskirts of the town. Are you going about this stealthy?
No.
Okay.
As we're walking, I'm going, remember? We've talked about just walking up and touching people.
I'm not planning on touching anyone. I
You're
just
examining-
wanted to go see the cowman and the robot dog with the child on it.
I am fully aware that you want to see them. Please see them with your eyes and not with your hands.
I wasn't planning to.
You get very touchy when you see a new
Oh
thing.
my goodness, can we just go look at them?
Boys, what are your passive perceptions?
14.
14?
Goodness, 12.
You notice them first.
I was like, but I also have alert, so they can't surprise me.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. There was no way they were going to surprise you, Trovik. Trovik, or you are sort of busy working when you
I'm hunched over the fire making cabbage stew.
when you hear the sounds of people entering into the encampment, and short enough as you enter into the encampment, you see a cowman and his metal dog and what could be conceived to be a small robo-boy.
Hello?
Good evening.
A minotaur. You meant a minotaur.
Well, yes. I don't know. Honestly, we just came over here because we were curious. Somebody was shouting in the village about a minotaur and a
robotic
dog.
Yes, this is Humphrey.
Hi, Humphrey.
He's a very good boy.
Does he respond to me? I mean, I don't know. Is he like a?
Oh,
Does he
yes,
have feelings?
very
Is
much
he
so.
just like a? I don't want to be
No, quite all right.
inappropriate about. Is he?
Humphrey?
Is it
Shake.
appropriate to say hi?
The dog walks over, and it's got very lifelike movements and stuff like that. It's not the sort of robotic, jerky movements. Like it does look like a dog. It's just made of metal. And as he goes, Humphrey, say hi. Like he puts a paw up.
Hi, Humphrey. Am I allowed to touch now?
Well, you introduced yourself. I suppose it's okay.
No, you should. Let's go. You
What?
shake it. You shake his.
I thought this was a. Wait, Hi.
Hello.
What is your name?
What is your name?
Zoe Sar. What is your name?
My name is Olive.
Hi, Olo. Olo?
Olo.
Olo. Got it. Oh, Zoe Sar.
Trovik Gorchor.
Trovik. I mean, wait, do I have to say
Good
the whole
boy.
thing? What is the whole
Pat him
thing?
on the head.
I missed a lot of that. What was...
Trovik is just fine.
Okay.
And And yourself?
Oh, you. Hi.
The children around the city call me father.
You want them to call you father?
We've had a bad history with giving our names to
Somebody clip that. Someone can please clip that.
I gotta go.
Icky B's like, I mean.
So of all the names you could have come up with, it's father?
No,
Really?
that's actually what the children of Tanakh.
Right, and you want them to call you father? Really?
So, Father, can we help you?
You're more than welcome to help yourself to some of the food. I think we have enough.
Cabbage stew, your favorite.
Oh, you would.
Oh, I'm not hungry. I just ate a lot of food. Oh, I had, oh my goodness,
Mandrake
so
will
much food.
grab a bowl and just hold it.
What brings you to Tanakh?
Him.
Well, I assume a child would be
No,
brought
this
in
is my
by-
older brother.
Hello.
You're,
Yes,
and you're not,
correct.
Different mothers.
Different fathers as well. Family friends. We grew up together.
And why are you in Tanakh?
Well, I'm a crafter of sorts, and I'd heard rumors of an interesting thing around Tanakh. A man made of metal.
no, I haven't seen one of those.
Deception check?
Just immediately.
My passive insight is 18.
Okay.
That's a, oh wow, boy, charisma base now, huh? Woo, 16.
She's lying. But she's not doing it maliciously.
Yes, there are stories of a metal man around Tanakh.
Tell us about him.
Oh, you know more about him. Oh,
Have you heard
yes.
about the Fey Touched?
Not so much my field of study.
Ah.
I'm more of a maker. Armor, weapons, Humphrey.
You made him?
Yes,
He's really neat.
he is. He's wonderful. Excellent traveling companion.
Does he do tricks?
Well, he did try to shake.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh, hi! Like this? Wait, here?
Like shaking a hand.
Got it, okay.
I don't know why they're Humphrey, I swear.
Where do you come from?
Fosh.
Bosh?
Gosh.
History check.
Such ooh.
Nope,
That
not
would be a
good.
6.
Wait.
Waiting.
5.
You think he sneezed?
Bless you!
You?
And what, you just have come to see the metal man?
Oh, well, crafter, as I said. Somebody had to have created him, which means that that kind of technology could be replicated into forming prosthetics for people who lost limbs, or new machines to make labor easier, or any other ways to benefit society. Just studying him and having the moment, and he's just gonna ramble for a while until somebody stops him.
Wow, he could be like a guinea pig or a, I don't know, a model for creating new, wow. You could put him in a room and just put him on display somewhere. Wouldn't that be great?
Fine, and I'll drop this guy's self.
As the disguise self is done, there's a and then like Humphrey puts a hand. As we cut back to this other group, as we cut back to the two of you. At this point, the bar is popping, and it seems like everybody knows your new friend Fix. Everybody's amiable with him, but they're basically like sort of ordering him around, and Fix like, "This is my best friend." It's like, "Can I have a beer?" "That's my other best friend." Like it's like and just sort of being like pushed around the bar a little bit.
And the best part of it is, after I got out of hell, I ended up here. It was great.
That's not how I got here, right?
I don't remember seeing you, Will. Are you a good tipper?
I don't fall down much.
Okay, then you want to help.
Okay.
Most people there fall.
God. Okay.
They're too kind.
Anyways.
This is my new favorite thing. I'm so sorry. This is the rest of the
No, yeah, it's
campaign.
fine. It's fine.
So, do you know why I'm here?
I'm imagining you're here because like everyone else is. You're here have a good time, right? Hear stories, drink a beer, big dash.
You, as he goes, meet Dash. You sort of look up and running about the bar is this squirrel. The squirrel is brown, but it's almost like he has a little tuft of white around his head. Like the fur grew in like white around his head. But as you as he goes, oh, meet Dash. Dash like looks over the edge and goes. And then just continues to survey the bar. It's like he's keeping an eye out for things.
Does he do that all the time?
No, sometimes he walks.
I was gonna say he would probably get tired.
Yeah, sometimes. And other times he just has some ale and runs around more. It's great.
What needs to be known is on his lapel, very prominently, because he's such a small race, and looks like it was built for a human. It's big. So it's almost like Flavor Flav's like clock. He has a religious symbol. He's got the religious symbol of Cheshire, and it is big and gold and gaudy. But it's almost like it was meant to be like a brooch or something, or like a pin to hold a sash. But he's wearing it with this like loose chain around his neck. A gentleman walks into the bar. You recognize him immediately as the guy that lives upstairs, and he has a frantic look on his face. This is Flint. As Flint is looking about the bar and just sort of trying to figure out what exactly is going on, and you see him sort of searching about the bar for someone.
Hey, Flint. Hey, give me a second, mate. I gotta go
Yeah.
talk to Flint.
Yeah.
Hey, mate, what you looking for?
Hey, have you seen Nix at all?
Yes. He's
Nix.
around.
Yes.
Where is he?
I was asking you. Have you seen him?
Is he in here?
No. I don't see him. Never mind. Thank you so much, Fix. Thank you so much. And Flint will take a wand out from his side, and he will touch it to his throat. And all of a sudden, his voice is augmented very loudly, and it says, "Nix, Nix, are you in here?" And everybody in the bar turns around to look, and his face drops, and he immediately runs over to a turtle that's at the end of the bar and starts hurriedly talking with her. The turtle is nodding. We cut back to this other group.
It wouldn't have been without your consent, of course. I mean, your sentient being, and I'm really happy to meet
I
you.
just push Humphrey's paw down.
Well, now you've seen the Metal Man.
Yes. Would you be alright if I made some sketches?
Oh, he wants to draw you.
The mechanics that are intrinsic within your design are fascinating, and I'd like to see if I have any other applications.
This is fun. Like this, or did you need to see more of his,
That would be
mechanics?
completely at his discretion.
Do I? I don't. I already know the answer.
Do you want to ask anyway?
Do I have a copy of what I gave to Felren in season 1?
No.
I didn't think so.
Fine. Draw.
Thank you. Very kind of you.
The machine is odd. You are used to working with automatons, and you've even had your experience with a few Warforged. The intricacies found therein where he is fascinating to you. It's seamless. It's the clunky mass production of nuts and bolts and having these sort of sturdily built Warforged individuals is gone within him. He is elegant. He is pristine, and he is under the right light, almost ethereal in the imagery that he gives off. The porcelain catches the firelight in such a way as to you realize that in a darkened setting, you don't know if it's design-wise or not, but as the fire catches the light, it almost takes on the qualities of human skin. There is a slight reflection of the blue, like, sigils that he talked about, this sort of odd pattern that you would find on a teacup. As you get close to him, and as you pull out paper, those arcane sigils do not light up. But as Thoe walks a little close and she's like, oh, she wants to draw you, you'll notice a faint blue glow.
Interesting. Does that happen frequently? When, Thoe, was it? When you get near,
Mandrake?
yes, Mandrake.
Oh, father! Haha, sorry. Oops. I didn't do it on purpose. It was an accident.
Yes,
But you kind of revealed who you were. I mean, he could have asked anyone in the village, to be fair.
he could have. Do I know where these came from? Do I have any idea?
The blue arcane
Yeah, I
sigils.
know what you told me, but does Mandrake know?
Yes.
Okay.
They were a gift.
See.
Thoe, in your head, you hear the sound of Flint. His voice comes to you in a rushed mode. He goes, Thoe, it's Flint. Is Nyx with you?
No, I haven't heard from him.
You have not heard from him. You have not heard from him in months. You did not know that Nyx was back.
Right. The last time I saw Nyx was when...
The last time you saw Nyx was, like, you went in the portal, Enwin and Nyx stayed behind. Like, as far as you know, they accepted whatever there was to accept. So when Flint calls you and he says...
would I have talked to Flint at all? Would Flint know that Nyx was gone?
You have not reached out, unless Thoe would have thought amidst all of this to reach out to Flint.
You mean to say, hey, the love of your life is not coming back?
Would she have done that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably would have reached out at some point to him, but now he's saying, hey, have you seen Nyx?
Okay. Nyx? What? Nyx is... We talked about this.
Yes.
What?
And then a few days later, he came home. He said that he talked to each of you first, and that he just wanted to spend some time with me.
He didn't talk to me.
He's not with you.
No, he's not.
Damn it. All right.
Are we hearing her talk to herself?
Yes.
Is that frequent?
Is everything all right?
It used to be much more frequent. It's not as much anymore.
Can you come to the Cheshire Club?
Yes. I'll be there as soon as I can.
I would have heard Nyx, and I would have put this
Yeah.
together, I assume.
Yes.
Clint?
Cheshire Club.
No steel, bits of carbon.
Yes, he is a friend of ours.
Oh,
This is the name.
Cheshire Club. We gotta go.
We can't bring guests.
He's done drawing his nuts and bolts.
yeah. Oh, I see what you did. That was almost humor. Very true.
It actually was humor. He doesn't always understand humor, but this is fine.
Could you, is the channel still open? Could she respond still?
Sure.
Can you ask if we can bring guests?
Because I have heard this is Cheshire Club. I would like to go. If I hear there's a very good tattoo
I
artist.
don't think it's really closed off to... I mean, they're welcome to...
I don't know if you remember or not, but...
Nyx isn't really in charge of the Cheshire Club. I mean...
No, he's not. But the third time that we went, we brought a guest, and we were ejected violently.
That's right. Well, I mean, we can just... Okay, fine.
not-
Flint,
Thank you.
Yes.
we have people with us.
Okay. Bring them with.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I guess you guys are going to the Cheshire... Boy, gosh, I don't think you guys are trustworthy. Jeez.
It's the Cheshire Club. There's plenty of people there who can handle it.
Yeah, they're gonna totally beat you up if you're not. I mean, we will too, don't get
It
me
would
wrong.
actually be very fun to see them twice.
Rather
But
threatening.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we just met like 3 minutes ago. Well, 5. I mean, you've been drawing. Little while.
What do you make of this?
They are not dangerous. It's fine. Let's just grab our stuff and we will go.
I will follow your lead.
It takes you a while to break up camp, but you have gathered all of your materials and gather around Mandrake and Thoe. After gathering your supplies and sort of approaching them, and Humphrey at your side, ready to go.
I assume you're used to magical travel? Okay.
So,
Trovik, was it?
yes.
Please gather your...
Understood.
Yes. Everyone grab on?
Hand on the collar, hand on Olo.
And I'll place a hand on the back of Trovik and hold up my teacup and clink with hers.
The teacups clink together, and as they do, there is a pulling feeling as all four of you are pulled through a portal into the foyer of the Cheshire Club. The Cheshire Club is a rocking and rolling club. There is a large, as you walk into the foyer, there are two double doors that sort of swing open into this long staircase that leads up. A little ways off to the left is this sweeping bar with all sorts of like wooden tables, and normally there's a band playing off on a little stage. As you look up the sweeping staircase, you see 3 levels. The second level looks to have small couches and dim lit for quiet conversation and people looking to talk about possibly unsavory things. But the third level of the club is a little too far to be able to see from where you are. As you appear in this foyer, the doors are abruptly opened up by Flint. Flint is a fire genasi, and as he stands there in front of you, he's got salt and pepper hair and a little bit of like just the black and white in his hair. You see he's a bit emotional, so a faint wisp of smoke are coming off of him. In a way, he carries a few spell books that look like they've been reinforced magically to prevent burning or any such thing. And you notice that they're actually smoking a little bit more, as if fire is interacting with ice as he stands there. And he goes, "Hi, it's great to see you, and it's great to see you too, Magic. Who are your friends?"
Hello. My name is Trovik.
Trovik, a pleasure.
Allo.
Allo. Yes, I'm so sorry to do this to you. I didn't know who to reach out to, and
When was the last time you saw him?
last night, he was here at the club.
He's been here all the time?
He's been here for about a month. I wanted to reach out. I did, but when he showed up on my doorstep after you announced that he stayed behind,
Is he okay? Is he...
If he is missing, he may not be. So
he was fine.
Was he, when you saw him, was he himself?
Yes.
Just normal Nyx?
Yes.
Just
we
normal?
I don't want to get into the everything functioned normally. Like, I don't want to, like, everything was fine. We spent a solid month together. He seemed a little absent-minded at times, but I figured that the journey was just long. He explained what happened. Wine in hand, seemed happy to see him and have him back at the club. I don't understand what happened. I woke up this morning and he was gone. Sendings are not working. He hasn't tried to reach out to you or make contact with any of you?
Not at all.
All right.
No godlike powers, just normal Nyx, right?
Do we need to talk about something?
No, we don't need to talk about something. I'm just asking. I just wanted information, that is all.
You know, Thoe, always lots of questions.
Yes. Yes, of course. Lots of questions. I have a few of those myself at the moment. So, I'm so sorry to pull you away from friends, but the club is at your disposal. Yes. I'm sorry to take up your time.
No. Please, join us.
He will head over to a large table. As he does, you look over off to the side, and you see actually a familiar face running around the club. You see Fix. The last time you saw him was also in the underworld for a portion of time, who volunteered to stay behind. But Fix is running about the space. Fix with a big happy sigh of relief. You see two somewhat familiar people. You recognize, though, even though she's been through some changes, I think you would recognize her facial features and things of that sort. And Mandrake looks a little different as well, but you would recognize him as well.
He's immediately gonna run over and just go for this giant like hug and just like, "Hi friends, my friends is here," and he's gonna start to announce it like, "My friends is here, my friends is here."
Shut up.
And he's gonna slide down, and then look at the dog and just wanting, just like rubbing my face on his face, like, "Howard, what is this? What is this?"
Can you speak telepathically with the dog?
No.
Okay, so the dog looks up at you as like friend or foe. The dog comes out from underneath you, like sort of just like puts his head to the ground and tries to like unwrestle himself out, and then he just sort of like sits there.
I'm sorry. I'm Dash. This Fix. Wait, hold on. I'm Dash. He's Fix. Wait, is that right? Yes. Wait, I'm.
Fix.
He's Fix.
Yes.
This squirrel
Yeah.
is Dash.
Yeah.
And I'm Zero.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. Mandrake, you recognize Zero immediately.
Hello, Zero.
You know him?
Yes. We were in a place called...
Hell! Montana!
That's the one. I actually went to actual hell later, and...
It was awful.
It was. How are you here?
I don't know. I kind of just went to bed and woke up here.
That checks out.
Friend of yours.
Do you remember the Kyle cap?
I remember you telling me about the Kyle cap.
You remember the one that I could not take off?
The one that one that got stuck in your head. That was the Kyle cap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
that's
there
right.
for that. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh.
You
So
being...
he's a good luck charm?
Do I recognize his hat?
Yes.
That hat. It's a perfect replica.
I found it.
That's awesome.
Fix. How did you get here?
Oh, it's a very funny story.
Could I get the short version? I'd like to have a drink later.
Fixed version?
It's a really boring story. I got out of hell.
He's catching
and
on
now
on the humor.
I came here.
Oh, that's it. Thank you. I'll just pass it to Alo.
Everybody give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
Everyone's within 10 feet of me, so everyone gets a +5.
+5 to that wisdom saving throw.
26.
26.
17.
17.
I got 10.
28.
Hey, I'm not as good at
10.
math anymore.
17.
17.
Fight me.
27.
27.
28.
28. So everybody but Mantra. You're having this conversation. It's an odd conversation of like, I think we were in grade school together. Like, there's this odd sense of deja vu as Fix is walking over abruptly, without warning. The rest of the club shuts down. You notice as individuals that are drinking and carousing with one another begin to take their mugs and place them upon the table. Mandrake quickly follows suit. As he is talking with you, he's engrossed in this conversation. He will stop what he's doing and he will go into what you know to be his shutdown mode, where he can see and hear, but he shuts down for a period of time as if he is taking a long rest. The other patrons of the club begin to place their beer steins down upon the table, get up from where they are, and all of them begin forming a line to the entryway, making their way to the foyer. You are all unaffected by this. You see rows of people that are just getting up, not paying attention, not saying anything, and beginning to walk slowly towards this foyer. After a while, they begin to use the transportation magics inherently found therein, and the only one that's otherwise seemingly unaffected by this commotion is Wine in Hand, who's just like, come on, I was at the good part. Well, like the third good part, but come on. Like, and it's just like, it's trying to talk to people, like touch them on the shoulder, and get them to move forward. That does not happen. However, as more and more individuals leave the bar, some of them coming from the second floor, the lights in the bar slowly begin turning off. Wine in Hand looks up in a bit of an odd look as the lights in the bar never turn off. All of you that have dark vision are able to see as the lights begin to slowly shut off, one by one, starting at the third floor. Flint is also catatonic. He is staring straight ahead at the floor, joining Mandrake in this.
I get the distinct impression this is not normal.
Mandrake, wake up.
Do you touch him? Do you...
Yeah, I give him a shove.
Okay, doesn't do anything.
And this is something this is not normal.
This is not normal. You've never seen the lights go off. The bar stays open. We're like Waffle House. 24 hours a day, 7 days. Like, you eat food all you want. Yes.
I have a question.
Yep.
This isn't sleep.
This is not sleep.
Okay. Never mind. Because it says I can't be put to sleep.
You are not asleep.
Got it. Well, just sitting here.
Vix is gonna call Dash down and have him just kind of like rest near him.
Dash rests on your shoulder. It's oddly quiet as the last remaining lights in the front part of the bar turn off. You've never heard the bar quiet. It doesn't get quiet. Someone's always talking. Wine in Hand has made his way behind the bar to assume his position as, like, this is my place. If something's happening, you're going to have to go through me. The rest of you are clumped together in a small circle. With that little gentle shove, it's not going to be enough to wake him or to rouse him from whatever sort of thing that he's been put under. It is not a sleep. He does not sleep, but it's just not enough to shove him out of it. There is a blinding light that seems to come forth from the foyer. If you would all like to do anything, now is the time to do it.
He's gonna jump behind the table.
Does it seem more magic or curse? Would I be able to tell?
I have no idea, buddy.
Okay.
There is a bright light that seems to come forth from the foyer.
I'm gonna climb up on a table.
He's hiding behind a table. You're climbing up on a table. Are you taking your weapon out?
Yeah.
Okay. Weapon out.
Yeah.
I'm flying up to a bee.
Okay.
How close would you say all of us are?
That's a real.
I would say you were within 10 feet of each other. Everybody was in a small clump, sort of having this conversation.
Okay, so then okay. I was gonna say I was gonna cast Pass Without a Trace, because that would cloak all of us, right?
You could, if people were trying to be stealthy, but it,
because I mean, like
you can do you, homie. You've never met these people, so they may be trying to be stealthy.
Everybody else is out of the bar, like they left, and he's just stuck where we are?
Yep.
Okay,
Like, I'm getting on the table next to him.
right.
Or in front of?
Do I have enough time? Because I want
I'll
to get him out of harm's way, but I can't wake him up.
Oh,
Oh, you're going to hate this.
I will actually take out my necklace as well.
Okay.
Have it show.
okay.
Taking position between Mandrake and the door, shield up.
A shield up.
But I am going to perform a manual percussive reset on Mandrake.
Got it. Give me an attack roll.
I hate this.
Let's see, that's a 17.
17 hit your armor class?
Yes, it does.
Go ahead and roll damage.
If it's an unarmed strike and I was just using my hand, it's 4.
You're just going to use your...
They're
so,
like, well, this usually works. Ding.
yeah, he's going to, like, have you tried turning it on and turning it off? Like turning it off and turning it on. It's so clever. He's an artificer. Yeah, you know what? He hits that reset button, man. I will say, this is enough of a reverberation
Okay.
that even though it does no damage, it's able to wake you out of whatever stupor you were in.
Okay.
So you have one action to do right now, or a
Okay.
movement.
I heard and saw everything that was going on.
Mhm.
Okay. I have one action. Something's coming from upstairs.
There is a foyer that you guys are close to that you know that people transport into the club via the foyer. Right now, the lights in the club have all turned off. All of the candles have been put out. There is a blinding light that is coming out from the cracks underneath the foyer, the middle of the foyer, and the top of the foyer. It is a bright, bright light. As you look over and you see Zero has pulled out his necklace, that is also glowing a faint blue.
The symbols glowing.
The symbols are lit up like a Christmas tree.
We should go.
Destination.
Anywhere but here.
So his and his?
His and his blue symbols. His, no.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Or I guess I would have put that together. I didn't think about his. Does this do this?
Right now it does.
Has it ever done it before?
Not that I know of.
The door's open.
Great.
Standing before you is a man clad in full armor. From the top of his head to the bottom of his feet, this is plate with specialty helmets. The glow that you see seems to be emanating from his gauntlets that he wears upon his hand. He looks to be close to an approximation of the White Knight, one of the deities of wonder. However, something's wrong. On the patches of his armor are large black spots. Dark masses that seem to move about almost like a Rorschach, that begin to move and shift upon the armor itself, moving about. He stands in the space.
Talk to him.
Hi. Are you okay?
Where is he?
Which one?
Where is he?
I just start pointing at everyone here.
Who do you point at first?
Whoever's closest, probably the tall one.
Trovic will remember this.
21 versus AC.
Just barely hits.
Yep. The sword is unsheathed from his side, and as he does, he brings the sword around to stab at your side.
If he's going to attack,
he's attacking.
Blood Curse of the Eyeless.
Okay.
So he gets disadvantage.
Disadvantage on the attack.
Yep.
31 to hit.
Yeah, the 21 still hits.
Okay, so the 21 still hits, yeah. The sword comes around to your side, and as it does, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, it's not that bad.
It's only 48.
It's 14 points of slashing damage, and then it's 7 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
As the sword cuts into your side a little bit, and you see this flash of dark energy from this facsimile of the White Knight. Everybody else roll initiative. 20 to 25.
21.
21.
20.
20
on the die.
All right.
27.
Okay.
I have a plus 8 and I got a
Zero.
19. No, I was actually looking at the plus 8.
Mandrake, 20 to 15.
Sorry.
Trying to give these characters a little bit of a workout.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Nobody?
20 to 15? No, 15 to 10.
13.
12.
14, 13, 12. Okay. Zoe. Trovic. Fix. Yep. All right. Anybody not have dark vision?
I don't think I do.
I don't anymore.
I do.
Okay.
And I can move 10 feet faster.
That's a mystery master tool. We're gonna use that later. So hold on to that. Yeah. With that, Olo, you're up first.
Great.
Just hit your baby brother.
I'm aware. As a bonus action, I'm going to use my Esoteric Rite of the Dawn.
Okay.
How far away is he?
I would say he is up close and personal right now. You guys were in two neat little clumps for me, in terms of like I was gonna have you guys all just sort of gathered around one another at this point. One of you, you jumped under the table. He jumped on top of the table. You're flying above the space, just sort of being like,
I'm
oh,
in the
hello.
rafter. That's where I was.
You're in the rafters, sort of looking down. You're close to your brother, I would assume.
I was beside my brother and in front of Mandrake.
Zero was close enough to provide all of you the plus because of the 10 feet bonus of the saving throw. So, yes, and Mandrake is not too.
I'm right by.
He's right next to Trovic.
Cool. We're just gonna make 2 attacks because I hate myself, but also he hit my little brother. So
do it. Give me 2 attacks.
That is a nat 20.
Yo, let's go.
That what is it with your attack bonus?
A 32.
Yep.
That's a terrifying question. So 7 and 6 is 13. So 26 plus 10 is 36 plus 4 radiant damage.
First nat 20 of the new season. Whoa! Except for you.
I got one earlier, but it wasn't on anything important.
Oh, when they got a nat 20 of the mission. Yeah, there you go. Nat 20 of the attack. Is that is that with dice double?
Yes.
Okay.
That's 26 plus 4 radiant.
Okay. 30 points. That's the first attack.
23?
23 does not hit.
Okay, cool.
Oh my
No one
gosh.
panic. Everything's fine. Okay, that's my action, my bonus action.
All right.
I'm not
Were
ready.
you supposed to level up to like 18 while we were?
No, you were not.
Nope.
Nope. That is your turn. Alo, Zero.
He doesn't know what to do. He's gonna channel Divinity Nature's Wrath.
Okay.
Okay.
What does that do?
As an action, you can cause spectral vines to spring up and reach for a creature within 10 feet that you can see. The creature must succeed on a strength or dex saving throw or be restrained.
Okay.
But I'm channeling the White Knight.
You
is the problem.
You are channeling the White Knight.
Could you stop?
I'm
I'm asking you as a friend. Like.
Big fan of your work.
Okay. Okay. Give me a contested. What is your spellcasting modifier? Charisma? You're going to do charisma versus my wisdom. I'm going to roll a d20. You're going to roll a d20. You're going to add your charisma to that. I'm going to add my
spell attack.
I'll give you your spell attack.
Okay, I just wasn't sure.
You're going to add your spell attack to this. Okay?
Oh my god. Okay, that's a 3 on the die, so that's a 12.
That's a nat 1 on mine. That's an automatic failure.
Thank you, base dice gods.
The spectral vines reach forward, and as they do, those spectral vines wrap around the visage of the White Knight. As they do, you see the blackened parts that are moving over the armor begin to be absorbed into the vines themselves. Like pulling them into the vines that Zero has pulled forth. That is your action. Are you doing anything with your bonus action?
I'll do a Thunderous Smite to have it in my back pocket, but I don't want to use it.
You have a Thunderous Smite in your back pocket, but you don't want to use it.
Yeah, like I'll cast it so that I have it.
Done. Okay. Mandrake.
Mandrake is going to loudly say, "This is a god. We are not prepared for this. Run." And then I will make my way towards the door.
like the foyer, like try to move past him.
He's trapped with spectral vines right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could very easily move past him. You will not provoke an attack of opportunity. You're making your way towards the foyer.
I would try to help Trovic as well towards it because he's been injured.
Okay. I'm not gonna let you. I can't let you do both.
Right.
But if you can either stay behind and try to help Trovic if you need to, or you can make your way towards the foyer.
Okay. I would head towards the foyer.
Okay. Okay. That is Mandrake's turn. The knight is held in place. He will spend his action, or at least one of them, trying to break through the spectral vines as he begins to try to slash away at them. He is successful in terms of doing that, using his brute force to push away from them. As he does, he is going to address one more time, "Where is he?" As he says that, he will turn and look towards where the bar is, where Wine in Hand is just casually making a drink in a mixer. And he's attracted to the noise as Wine in Hand is like, "You may want to follow your friend. Hey, big guy, what do you have? What are you drinking? Come on over and sit a spell." Wine in Hand will flick his hand and the lights will not come on. So instead, he will look down at the ground, and when he looks back up, his eyes will be glowing a spectral feline green again. And this time he goes, "This is my club." And he'll snap his fingers, and the lights will come on in the bar. As the knight begins to use his movement to move past Trovic, Fix,
Hello.
Zero, and Alo. If any of you want to take an attack of opportunity. Okay. The knight will begin to move forward towards the bar. You are up above him. You do not get an attack of opportunity here, but Thoe, it is your turn.
Okay, I am going to use sorcery points for subtle spell so that I can cast mage armor without being heard.
Understood.
That I'm doing that. I'm also using 2 sorcery points to cast Quickened spell so that Minor Illusion can be a bonus action.
Okay.
So that, and Minor Illusion does not have any verbal components, just,
Well, with subtle spell, that doesn't count anyway.
Yeah, but I don't know if it overlaps both. If the subtle spell would overlap the mage armor spell and the bonus action spell. So just in case it doesn't have any verbal components. And so I'm going to Minor Illusion, because I don't want him to know where this voice is coming from.
Okay.
Who are you talking about?
In your voice?
No, I'm going to try to sound as pompous as him.
You're going to imitate his voice.
I'm going to try to imitate his voice. And I have an actor feat, which means I can do that. And I can be, like, super convincing about that. I get an advantage on a deception or a performance check while passing as a different person and mimicking their speech.
Okay. So,
Okay.
Minor Illusion is the spell you're casting to create this voice, correct?
Correct.
You can create a sound.
Yes, but it says...
It can be someone else's voice. Okay.
Yeah. I don't.
He stops walking forward. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out. He stops walking forward towards the bar, and he's gonna go one of 2 ways responding to this voice. Okay. He will respond on his turn. Trovic.
Yep. I'm taking my dog and I'm going home.
Okay, you're heading towards the entrance.
Yeah.
Got it?
I'm actually having, as my bonus action, I'm going to tell Humphrey, grab Olo, we're leaving.
Okay.
Humphrey proceeds to go grab Olo.
What is? Go ahead and make an attack roll for Olo, or for Humphrey against Olo.
Yeah, that's an 18 plus 6.
24. Does that hit your armor class? Okay. Then it'll be a contested straight as he's trying to drag him on the floor. So go ahead and give me a strength check for him.
I'm not going to beat his strength, and I know it.
Okay, but it's more fun for them to
Yeah,
learn.
no, it's that's an 8.
That's an 8?
It's a 23.
23. The dog clamps down onto your arm, and as it does, it goes, and you just sort of lift your arm up, and it's like it's a latch on. Do you go with it, or you just?
Yeah, like if I have the option to not,
Yeah,
to go, just like
sure. He goes, "You're so strong." It's pulled by the dog. Fix.
He's watching everybody else slowly start to walk out. Fix is gonna do that thing where he's like, slowly starts walking out, trying to go hesitant, keeping Dash on his head.
Dash is on your head, and you just if a squirrel could have wide eyes, like it would. So as Fix walks forward, Dash is just like,
I'm just keeping an eye on this dude. Just like,
all right, heading towards the door. Alo, you're heading towards the door as well. Zero,
I'm stuck.
you're stuck.
I'm just stuck.
You're stuck. You're not moving.
No.
You want to see how this plays out. Okay. Mandrake, you are still at the door, and you're waiting. Are you waiting for Thoe to join you, or are you taking off?
I would stand at the door
Got
and
it.
turn and watch.
Great.
And, damn it. And I would.
I've made dumber choices than this.
This is kind of. With that, the night, the black spots that are moving on the night stop. They stop moving. And you can see this now because the lights of the club have been turned on. Wine in hand is sort of looking forward, and you see his eyes sort of darting back and forth as he's like, all right, so what's the quickest way out of here? Can I get them out? Can I save the club? Can I get this guy out? Like, is this a god? The black stops in a central part on his chest, on the knight's chest. And as it congeals, it moves off of the plate armor and forms a spot-on 100% facsimile of Nyx. The blackness is just standing next to him, like it almost as if it is now off the armor and standing there, and as if it has weight, and Nyx is staring down at the ground.
Is it still my turn?
It is the knight's turn.
Okay.
And Nyx goes, Thoe? Where am I?
Are we still on initiative? I'm going to cast message at Nyx. So if this is truly Nyx, it should, and if not...
Thoe? It's really cold.
Where are you?
I don't know. Mandrake? Is Flint okay?
That's why we're here. Flint is fine. He can't.
And that darkness is pulled back into the armor of the knight. You are all officially out of combat as the knight turns to look at Wine in Hand, and Wine in Hand smiles and grabs a wine bottle from up above and says, I have about 30 seconds before this guy's going to start wreaking havoc.
Thank you for your time, and we'll be seeing ourselves out.
You need to make your way to the exit, please. Wine in Hand pops the cork of the wine, because I always knew I would go out like this. And chugs the wine, smashes the bottle down, jumps up on top of the bar, and just tackles the knight. Just a scream out loud, unmitigated gall in the face of adversity, and runs forward and tackles the knight best of his ability. With that, you have a few seconds to make your way to the exits, or you can stay behind.
We leave now. Come on.
I would just yell, Thoe!
I'll go out.
If they're all going, I'll just kind of turn, but like just
The last person to walk through the opening is Zero. As Zero just starts backing up and he's like looking at his holy symbol and backing up towards the wall as Wine in Hand jumps off of the bar, tackling this knight. The knight, after a bit of a struggle, grabs Wine in Hand and holds him up. And as Wine in Hand turns to look at all of you, he gives you guys a wink and he turns back and just with his last move, he punches this thing square in the face. With that, the doors shut with that punch, sending all of you rocketing back to outside of Tanoth.
What in the world was that big thing? You're big person.
That was the White Knight.
Well, I get that was his color, but like, who was he?
No, the White Knight, like Cheshire.
That couldn't be. He would never do that.
People do a lot of
Right?
funny things, mate.
No, but he's supposed to protect people. But that's his thing.
Perhaps in his own twisted point of view, that is exactly what he's doing. I'm merely looking at facts as they are presented.
Guys, we need to find Nyx.
Wasn't that him?
No, it was something using him to speak, or
I don't think he was completely there. I think he's in trouble and we need to help him. And Flint is worried and we need to find Nyx.
we do need to find Nyx.
Did Flint get out?
Flint did not get out.
Flint didn't get out? Like Flint...
Hang on.
You
Flint did
say.
not get. Flint did not get out with all of you. Flint joined the throng of people,
Yeah,
the
that was
massive
exceptional.
exodus that made their way out.
Okay,
So
okay,
Flint did
so
not
Flint's-
travel with
okay.
you. Flint
Right.
is.
Got it.
Flint
Okay.
has gone wherever this massive exodus outside of the bar.
So he doesn't know that we saw Nyx or an
Right.
illusion of Nyx or whatever.
Flint did not make a save.
Message travels...
120 feet.
Oh. I'm going to try casting message towards Flint. I don't know if he's within 120 feet or not.
You have to point at the
Sure.
Yeah, you have to like.
Oh, I
no,
haven't
no, it's
pointed
okay.
him. Oh, that's right, never mind.
You're in the middle of the
Yeah,
forest.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay.
Doesn't work.
Has anyone here ever seen anything like that? Whatever that darkness was.
Have I ever seen anything like that?
No.
No.
You. I mean, it brought the hairs in the back of your arm. I mean, you're probably the closest one. You've probably seen the darker side of BCs and baddies in this area, but a darkness that formed into something to speak.
You don't have a way to contact him, do you?
You know I've been trying for months.
Where would you go?
Where would Nyx go?
Wait, if this is who we were looking for, where would you go?
He would be with Flint. Other than that, I don't know.
Where would Flint go? Then?
If he was looking for Nyx, maybe Overland.
I suspect not. This would be very, very dumb.
What? Why would it be dumb to go to Overland?
If someone was going to find you, they would go to your home.
Well, where's he from then?
There. We have to try. We can't just leave things like that. We have to do something.
No, I agree. We have to find him.
Maybe we get a message to Nyx first. I mean, I can't contact him and you can't contact him, but we can find somebody who can.
If no one can find Nyx, then Flint is our best option. Can we find him?
Or Flint. I don't have a way to get a message to him, but we could probably find somebody somewhere who could get a message to him.
Flint would go to a library, maybe? You know libraries. Where would he go?
I mean, there's a good chance he might go to the library in Overland. He's spent a lot of time there, right?
It's the only lead
Is that
that we
correct?
have.
You three went together to the library?
Yeah. Okay.
It is the only lead that we have.
Alternatively, we could find somebody who has the ability to contact somebody over longer distances than I can.
We could. Do you have any ideas?
No.
Okay,
Everybody
so this
left.
is the best lead that we have.
I guess it is. I mean, either that or we go back to Tanoth and we see if we can contact somebody there who can get in touch with him, but we still might end up going to Overland. At least we would be going with more direction, but
Then we go to the north, and we start there. I also need to get a cabbage for my father. So,
Okay. So we start with Bixleby.
how far away from Tanoth do you
Where
live?
it's not.
very far.
I know a lot about the gods, but I know about the wishing tree.
Yeah, absolutely. It's spread. The rumors of this tree have kind of spread far away. It poses. The weird thing is, it poses no sort of thing for an intellectual. I think as yourself, it's superstition. It's for people that don't understand science, sort of rely on magic to get them there. I don't think it appeals to you in any way whatsoever. You kind of both know exactly what this thing.
Is the tree, right?
This is the
This
tree.
that
So I think you are the
You have
only.
no interest in this.
Yeah.
Time to write it down.
And Fix.
This is a tree.
Fix has been in the bar. Like, it's a nifty tree, my dude.
Hey, show me that nifty, man.
Yeah.
Show me the nifty.
Go ahead. Zero, you would know this. And as they say, we're close to Tanoth.
What about the wishing tree?
What about the wishing tree?
There's a wishing tree.
We could go there.
And
Maybe it'll help. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try, right?
you want to make a wish on the tree for.
Wishes.
Well, I meant more.
You want to wish for wishes?
I meant more you guys, since
Infinite
You
wish
know
hat.
more.
If you always go to the tree and wish for wishes, then you have infinite wishes. I roll for damage. Welcome.
What are the stipulations on the wish tree? There was something like if you were
Place your hand on an
If you're
If
pure
you were
heart.
pure of
pure
heart.
of heart. Okay, got it.
That's why Mandrake has never
Right.
wished on it.
That won't work for me.
If you would like to go see the tree, go ahead and go see the tree. I'd like to try to contact Flint. Perhaps next.
which direction?
I have an idea as to where this tree might be. I can lead you there.
Thank you. I'm Zero.
Go over. I just like my hand eclipses.
Hi, Humphrey.
I am Olo.
Wait, what's your name?
Olo.
I had a bank name one time named Olo. Or was it Rolo? I actually don't know. Never mind. I'm sorry.
So which way's the tree?
This direction.
I start walking.
Yep. Zero leads.
That's all it takes.
Zero leads the charge. Oh my god.
Is Bixleby...
I never thought about what it would be like for some of you to interact with each other.
And it's everything you never knew you were.
It's just amazing. You're both the same height.
So I'm shorter than he is by 4
He's
inches.
shorter by 4 inches. He's like, I'm sorry. It's like, it's fine. As he looks up, 4 inches. Covered in plate armor. Oh. Okay, yes. Zero Trevor, do you follow suit?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, I said I'd lead him.
Yep. You start making your way over towards the wishing tree. It is a very, very large tree that grows in the forest. It seems to be a very healthy tree. Very
I passed it as an out of curiosity. Oh, that's weird.
You'll notice little like knickknacks and things like that set at the base of the tree.
I went with. If he went, I was like,
Damn. Oh, come on. You
just wander off, Trovik.
You guys follow off. Are you going with Zoe?
It's not like it's hard to find.
I'm going with. I'm hanging back though.
I would also hang back with her.
Okay. Then you guys hang back.
Like what we're going with, but I want a moment to talk to her.
It takes a bit of time, but it's beautiful. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful, Zero, this tree, as it sort of stretches out into the sky. It's late evening at this point, but the moonlight seems to hit it just right. It seems like odd. it seems like odd happenstance. Like it seems to grow in a little clearing that's like perfectly positioned for the moon to hit it. You couldn't have written a better story if you wanted to. Like about this tree that just happened to be in the right spot next to this, like, if you listen, you can hear like a babbling brook off in the distance. Like it's picturesque.
So we just touch it.
I go and touch the tree.
Yeah, I was just like, just casually wishing that a cabbage appears by my father, so I don't have to deal with it.
Go ahead and write that down. You just wish for a cabbage to go by your father?
Yeah, one of the Tanoth cabbages
To transport next to your father.
to show up there. Yes.
That is theft.
Everybody gets one.
You're so familiar with that. Thank you.
I am.
didn't realize.
What is your alignment?
Neutral good.
Okay. 0.
I'm
Did that
going
work?
to touch the tree and say, "Hey, Dormouse, we need to find this Nyx person. If you could show us the way, that would be great."
While he's doing this, I'm just doing a little bit of minor tinkering behind him.
Sure, yeah, playing stuff. What about you, pal? Are you touching the tree?
Well, he already got everything he wanted.
You got your buddy back.
I got my buddy back. So at this point, I think he's gonna be like, you know, if it. He's just gonna go over to her and just touch it, just because it's like it's a cool tree. Just go touch it. Go hug it.
What do you think? You just like you're like, hey, you're pretty cool. Like,
Oh, right, well, I suppose if he's getting something, and that guy said something about cabbages, Dash.
He's gonna grab Dash. He's gonna like put like it's a hug as much as he can around the trunk of the tree, and like try to grab Dash's little arm from the other side. Like at least try.
Dash wants nothing to do with this. Like you take Dash and you go on the tree, and like Dash just like.
Dash is a limp noodle.
Be a party pooper.
And he's not into touch tree.
0. What's your alignment?
Chaotic good.
Okay. Okay. Great. Give me 2 seconds, please. You reached out to the dormouse. Let's see who answers.
Oh no.
Go ahead and roll a D8. No, I think it's a D10. Go ahead and roll a D10 for me. And let's see.
I'm scared now.
I don't like this at all.
I'm really excited about it. I'm terrified, but I'm really excited.
That's a 0, so 10.
Woo!
Appropriate.
Very appropriate.
Panic. Everybody panic.
Oh, no.
Panicking is a free
I
action.
don't like that face.
That's the only
Wait.
0
Can we make
die.
a different face now?
Panicking is a free action, guys.
I'm really sorry.
A sec.
Oh my god.
I know who it
White
is.
Knight?
Darn it.
No,
I'm
no,
so
no,
sorry.
No, it's the first episode. No.
I am so sorry.
No.
Meanwhile, I'm taking this opinion and turning it
1,
into
2,
a tie
3,
tech
4,
like a hat
5,
pin.
6, 7, 8, 9. It,
Like that.
There's
no, he's right.
It's okay, nobody panic. Nobody panic.
No, I know what's happening.
Panic is a free action. I also know. Don't worry.
a small owl flies into the clearing
My girl.
and just lands on the lowest branch of the tree.
Oh my god.
The owl looks over at you, and clutched within her front talon is we'll say a small hand mirror.
I believe that might be for you.
Put my hand out.
The owl drops the mirror into your open hand. As it does, the eyes of the owl go white. And the owl looks about the clearing. It stops on Thoe. Turns to Mandrake. Turns to look at you.
Just like straight down.
It'll fly away for a second. It'll just like after it makes its eye contact, it'll fly away. heading back towards the village.
Lucky.
So,
Are we done? Everybody make their wishes.
You got how lucky.
Yeah, there's lots of owls in this wood.
I've been trying that for a long time. It never worked.
I can turn you into an owl if you'd like.
I can do it too. Want to see?
actually, I would like to see this. Wait.
I'm just gonna start like looking at it, see if there's anything unique about it.
Sure, just you? Are you gonna like just you're standing still in that spot?
Yeah, I'm just standing there looking at it.
Sure. You hear you see a pretty affable looking individual walk into the frame of the mirror. You are the only one that hears this voice in your head. He's a good looking guy that's got green skin that looks to be kind of fibrous in appearance, and looks to be kind of a half plant, half man. No one else in the clearing hears this voice in their head, but you hear hi.
Do I recognize?
You don't recognize him?
Not even though I followed, I don't recognize this one.
You don't recognize this one.
Okay. Hey!
Hi. I heard you needed a bit of help getting someplace.
Yeah, these guys are looking for their friend.
Yeah. So you came to my tree, and you're looking for a way out. Where are you looking to go?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know where he is.
Okay. So you're looking to get someplace, but you don't know where you're going. And you're looking to find someone, but you don't know where they are.
Yeah.
All right? I think I can work with that. Good luck.
Why am I like this?
The mirror opens up. It gets larger in your hands, forming a doorway that leads you to a very familiar location, the mouth, leading to the Red Kingdom.
I point at the door. That's different.
This is not the strangest thing that has happened today.
It hasn't happened for a while. I never see it outside of Falm.
If that owl brought this, we can trust him.
So we just trust animals?
Strange birds,
Actually-
swinging mirrors, is no...
There's no form
Basis
of
for
government,
government.
basis for a form of government.
Fix his wild shapes into a giant owl.
Are you just a giant owl at this point? I think you would hear a voice back in your head being like, I should probably have asked this beforehand. Are you ready to go now, or did you want to wait a little bit?
Are you guys ready to go?
Where?
I'm gonna turn and look at these two and just go.
Just point at the door.
My head just gonna turn all the way around.
Where does that door lead to?
Can I see through it?
We can all see
Yeah.
through
He
it.
was
You can
told,
see
but
through
we
it.
didn't hear anything
Look-
that was said, right?
No.
Okay.
You know that he touched his hand to the
And a
to the
door.
tree, and he wished for the dormouse to open a way to a place that he doesn't know to find a person that they are trying to find, but they don't know where this person is.
Oh gosh.
But we saw the owl.
So we've
You
heard-
saw the owl.
Okay.
You saw the owl come by, and it dropped this mirror.
Okay.
Where does that door lead?
I don't know, but the guy who gave it to me must have been sent by the dormouse, so it can't be bad, right?
It was an owl. that
Just
gave
like
it to me.
looking through it.
Yes, but
Suspicious.
Like, Troving
the guy
over
in the
is-
mirror.
The rock in your pack starts going.
Like not looking away, still just kind of grabs it out. Bonjour.
You are not going to believe what just happened. This owl showed up at the house and dropped a cabbage on my head. Did you arrange this? Is this a spell? This is amazing. Tell your mother. I'm going to let you tell your mother. Honey, come in here. An owl just dropped a cabbage on my head. That's great, dear. She said it's great. She said it's great, Olive. Did you do this? The delivery, it was so fast. I remember talking to you. The owl does not seem friendly. I tried to take a feather from it because I'm working on this new idea that I had for a suit. Honey, tell them about the idea for the suit. Your father wants to build a feather suit. It's a feather suit, Olive. A feather suit. Should we save you some of the cabbage? We're gonna
No,
save you
I
some.
actually have had some. It's fine. Enjoy.
Honey, he wants you to save him some of the cabbage.
No, it's...
Are you coming home soon?
It's soon as I can.
Okay. I love you.
I love you too.
You're my little man. Who's my little man?
This is loud, right? This is, like, we can all hear this.
This is loud.
Yeah, no, yeah. Knowing him, it is just being
loud.
shouted.
It's shouted from the rock.
Mhm.
This point,
It
like,
is
I'm just gonna,
not
like, just
quiet.
hop on over and just like grab some feathers from like my chest, just pull them out, and just like drop it in front of it, in front of all of you.
You wished out loud, right?
Probably, yeah.
Hey, it's that thing you wished. It happened.
It did, yes. I should have.
I'm not
It's a
exactly
good
sure
wish.
what you
I'm gonna
wished
pick up
for.
the feathers. Thank you.
I mean, I said it out loud, so.
No, well, no, I heard what you wished for. I'm not sure that what you wished for is what we needed or wanted.
Can
I
we-
Your
thought
wording
you
was
wanted-
very, your wording was very unspecific.
Can we see through the doorway that's there at all?
Yeah, yeah.
It leads into
so we can see the mouth.
It leads into
Yeah.
a very familiar alleyway that
Right.
leads into the mouth.
Is that a problem?
You wanted to find someone who could help us.
And there's somebody
Find
there that can help
some-
us find someone. Let's just go.
I go
There's
through.
that.
Cool.
Shall we?
I suppose so.
Go ahead.
Hi. Humphrey. And I'm just gonna jump on Humphrey.
Okay.
How big is a giant owl, by the way?
Pretty giant.
Yeah, you're
It's in the name.
large size.
You're large, big guy.
Okay,
You are.
I'm gonna fly through just.
Okay. Okay. Welcome to Fairly. Walking through the door to this area of the where you once thought was the mouth, as you fly through this portal, there is a faint shimmer, and you hear what sounds to be like a soft laugh from somewhere off in the distance, and you think you hear the words "rewrite." As you find yourselves in the kingdom of Fairly. For those of you that are far travelers or maybe outlanders, you would be familiar with this because this is the area that you walked through and it almost feels like a backward step. The town of Fairly is fairly close to all the other kingdoms in Wonder. The area is known to be a central point with a port that accesses a lot of trade for some of the other continents around the area. It's fairly decent when it comes to crime, and it's you'll meet a wide range of people here. Even though you walked through the portal and what looked to be the Red Kingdom, you find yourselves a fairly good distance away from the Red Kingdom. For you two, I believe it's the first time any of you have set foot into Fairly, but you, and you would know this place. You find yourselves outside of a small tavern. The tavern is called the Rubber Ducky Stopper. And there is a picture of a rubber ducky with like 2 X's on its eyes and like a small goblin like grabbing this little stopper on the little sign. Like in the ducky's like dead in the corner and the goblin has the little like the Rubber Ducky Stopper. But you are outside of the Rubber Ducky Stopper Inn.
This is not the mouth.
Not what we were expecting, but
Did we
maybe
all-
where we need to be.
Did we all hear the voice say rewrite?
You did.
Did
So,
I recognize the voice?
Sure.
Did it sound like the guy in the mirror?
It did.
Oh.
It's the same guy.
What's the same guy?
The voice was the same guy in the mirror.
says the one who said to rewrite. What were you writing?
I don't write much.
That was the voice in the mirror?
Yeah. He was like a green guy.
Yeah. Clean.
Okay. Maybe we change subjects and find someone who can help. She doesn't like this story.
Then, I suppose we are rewriting it.
That's not funny.
He wasn't
was
attempting
not
humor.
trying to be. I thought this is why we
Humphrey senses the tension in the room and just like sits back on his back and holds up both like paws.
My wings again.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I apologize, but what now?
We just need to find somebody who can find Nyx, who can find Flint, who can find somebody who can help us figure out what we need to do next.
So maybe in here?
I haven't been here before. Have any of you?
Yes.
Not in there particularly. I traveled through the area.
What is this place?
Fairly.
Fairly what?
The place is called Fairly.
It is the kingdom of Fairly.
Exactly.
Would I know where Fairly is? Like, would I have ever run across this?
You would know enough about, because of your time in libraries, that Fairly is a kingdom that's fairly innocuous. But you would know that you're still on the same continent, but you've just taken a large leap away from your comfort zone. You are no longer within the Wonderlands where you spent the majority of the Wonderlands in Red Kingdom, where you spent the majority of Season 1. You are now in a new area that is off to the northeast of where you once were by several hundred miles. You know that Fairly is close to the mountain range of the Carols, and Santaros is somewhat close by to this as well. But you have never been here personally.
Okay.
Regardless of which kingdom it is, a tavern is the best place to find information.
Fig is gonna come out of wild shape all clumsily, just like rolling on the ground. It's like,
I agree.
and he's gonna start walking in towards the end.
Welcome.
No one plan things here. Just okay.
Welcome to the tavern.
Apparently this one likes to wing it.
That was awful.
As you walk in towards the tavern, you are greeted to a very strange sight indeed. Each of the members of the tavern that work there are wearing what looks to be the same uniform, which is that of a large yellow duck with the eyes X'd out, but you can see their head through it, almost as if the hat is the beak and the bill, and they are wearing like a big fluffy yellow like suit. And as you walk in, they all say, they look up, there's a sigh, collective sigh that goes forth from them, and you hear, quack, quack, which all the employees say in unison as you make your way into the tavern.
I'll just grab onto Trovik and go, this is terrifying.
Does that happen
I am inclined to agree.
Does this happen every time a person walks in?
Do you just go up to a random employee
Yes.
and start saying that? Yeah, you go up to a little guy in the corner. You see this little dwarven man who is clearing some drinks off a table, and she goes, "Does this happen every time?" And then he goes, "Oh, the owners are very specific about us giving people a quacktastic welcome. Apparently, there's a new trend that's sweeping Wonder."
So you have to say it.
Yeah, it started way far away from here, but apparently the latest thing is family dining
He's
and
gonna run out
adventure.
the door and run back in.
As you run out the door and run back in, you see everybody like look towards the door and like angrily just go like quack quack.
That was beautiful.
Everybody grab him by the collar so he can't do it again.
His little legs are just a pumping.
I just want to
Like
give him a hug or like a back slap and be like, thank you.
you're welcome. What? Who are you?
I'm Dash Fix.
Oh,
I'm Fix. He's Dash.
all right.
And I'm Zero.
And
Oh
he's
God.
Zero. And this is Trovik, and that's Olo, who reminds me of my friend. And this is my other friend, his Mandrake. And this is my other friend. Her name is, well, should we give names out?
You've given everyone else's out except for the girl.
Her name is Toizar.
Doizar. Well, welcome.
Pick you up, bring you up to eye level with me. We need to talk about that later.
Oh, that's a dog.
What can we get?
Area.
Can we get you some drinks, something to eat?
Do you know anyone who is good at finding people? Or sending a message to them?
There's a post office not too far away from here. What is it you're looking for?
Someone that we're not entirely sure the location of.
You're trying to send a message to somebody, but you don't know where they are.
Correct.
You need a tracker.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, there's a few of them. How much are you looking to spend? You just you.
I'm just gonna
Oh my
grab
God! Do you take out like all 2,000 gold
I'm just
pieces?
taking like a couple of handfuls of gold, like,
Okay. You grab the attention of everybody in the tavern. as you take 2 handfuls of gold out of your pouch, and I think it's more gold than anybody in this room has ever seen or nor will see ever in their life. As all eyes sort of stop, the jukebox skips a little bit if there was one, and all eyes dart your way, and you see this guy go like, put it away, put it away, please. Put it away.
Yeah.
Mandrake's gonna reach over and just push them down.
Put them away, please. You guys seem very nice, stupidly nice.
I'm fixed.
It's great, great. All right, you're in need of a tracker. You need to find somebody. Okay, let me see what I can do. I will ask around a bit when I'm off. Can you guys stay here?
Can we?
It's a tavern.
Is there got rooms available for all of us and this dog?
You could certainly ask, and he like points you towards the front desk.
Is this squirrel-friendly lodgings?
Yes, decidedly so.
We staying.
All right. He nods your head and he sort of points you, and he's like, Lizzie, this group needs lodgings, and I've assured them that we're squirrel friendly. I'd like half the commission on this, please. And he sort of like pushes you forward, and he goes, he like looks over at the clock, and he's like, I didn't want to be here anyway. And he rips off like the duck costume and takes a little bit, sort of throws it on the ground, and just immediately walks back out the door that you guys came.
After he leaves, I would bend down to Fix and go,
How did you spend all of that time in hell and not learn that you don't pull out your valuables in a new place?
This is why I'm not in hell anymore. Well,
Oh, so they kicked you out?
I think so. Did I not get the job done? I did it, and no, you all doubted me.
I didn't doubt you, but I didn't know you at the time, so...
So confusing.
You're welcome. See, I am one step closer to finding Nick's.
This is such a different energy from season 1.
They are going to get this killed.
I'm going to go get a room.
Okay.
I'll come with you.
There's an elven woman who seems she's reading a book at the desk, but as you walk forward, she closes the book and places it off to the side, and says, "Hi, welcome. I heard you guys needed a room."
Well, more than one. How much are your rooms per night?
Oh, it depends on what sort of amenities you're looking for. We have some basic rooms that'll run you a few silver each. If you're looking for delivered food and drink to your room, that would be probably a gold piece. But we also have a like a honeymoon suite. Is that your? Oh, hello! And she like peeks over the counter and sees like, oh, there's 2 of you. It's a great. The bed is shaped like a duck, and it is on a small pond in the middle of the room.
Do you have a small broom closet, and could you have tea delivered? Just for me.
To the broom closet?
I don't need much room.
It's true.
Sure, yeah, I would be, you can, she like looks behind the desk and goes like, you could probably stay there. I sometimes go in there when I'm being bothered by employees.
He's both very low maintenance and very high maintenance at the same time.
Because he's a machine.
Your jokes never get old.
You're welcome.
Sure.
I would like the room option where food and drink are delivered to my room, so I have the option to stay in the space for as long as possible if I would like to.
Understood. Yeah, of course. And she says, that'll be 2 gold.
Thank you.
And then she hands you keys. Yes, would the 2 of you like
Yes. Could we take the
one?
honeymoons? The honeymoons is sweet. Is there honeysuckles and honeymoons and honey treats and honey bears and honey sticks?
Oh, you're a couple.
No,
I didn't. I'm so sorry. I just no. That's yes, of course.
Well,
the
we're
honeymoon
a
suite.
couple of halflings, yes.
Of course you are. You're both lovely.
And the dog. Oh, can I take the dog?
Nope.
No.
2 halflings and a dog. Yes.
Can I
Like
take him?
No.
Hey, just him and I.
Okay, just the two of you. Perfect for the honeymoon suite. That'll be 5 gold, and sir, I will have the room filled with honeysuckles for you.
You're the muscle. You handle this.
Yep. Takes the 5 gold, and
I'm the brains of the outfit.
and then she hits a small bell on the counter, and she goes, "We have a honeymoon.
Have you ever had honeymoons?
What do we say to our honeymoon?" And then all the employees turn around and say, "Live a long and quacktastic life."
This is getting better and better.
I'm rolling d6 for psychic damage on that.
The two of you are given one set of keys to the honeymoon suite. Mandrake, you were staying in the small closet back behind there. You can stay in the tavern and drink if you would like at the bar.
I will take a regular room.
Yes, of course. That would be 7 silver.
Absolutely. And hand that over.
Yep.
Thank you.
Can I sleep on your floor?
Actually, here. I'm gonna give you my key.
Ah, there you are.
Do you like honeymoons?
I've never had one.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
And the problem was solved.
The woman's just like looking at you.
I'd like to tell you.
Yeah,
but
I'm so sorry.
Can I send some honeymoons to his room too?
I'm so sorry. I assumed, and that's on me.
This is on me.
The two of you will be sharing a room, or okay, understood.
No, we will share a room.
Yeah, okay. She hands out the subsequent keys to everyone in the party, and then and reopens her book and says, "Enjoy your stay."
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very kindly.
Just marching to the room.
Okay.
I'm going with him because apparently.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, you guys head to your room is fine. It'll do. There's one bed in the place, but there's a small sort of a chest of drawers that you could very easily turn into a makeshift bed should you so choose, or kick him to the floor. It's up to you, whatever. Your closet is functional. Your room, you hear a small knock on your door as a little gnomish man who is not wearing a duck costume, but instead wearing an egg, whereas like his head is popping out of it a little bit. Comes out and says, "Yes, would you like any food or drinks into the room?"
Not at the moment, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have an excellent time. and walks away. The honeymoon suite.
Yes, let's get into this.
The honeymoon suite is spacious. The honeymoon suite does have a duck-shaped bed floating upon a small pond in the middle of the room. The rest of the floor is of green grass and things of that sort. You'll see floating globules of light that are red, and as you walk into the space and make any sort of sound as you like thump your clothing down, as any loud noise changes the color to a soft blue, then another, like sort of soft yellow and things of that sort. You realize any loud noise will change the color of the lights in the room.
It's gotta be fun.
The moment he realized that he's going to start freaking out and making it strobe like mad.
Yep. The lights constantly change color based on the loud noises that are made. You see there's a soft knock on the door not too long afterwards as a woman steps up to the room, and she's holding a small basket of yellow flowers. She goes, "This is the honeymoon suite."
Yes, but I was saying the honeymoons in here.
Oh, you requested honeysuckles, yes?
Yes, honeysuckles.
All right, girls, this is it. And 8 or 9 other individuals, humans, walk into the space and begin druid crafting and causing honeysuckles and yellow flowers to bloom all over the room, filling it. And then they all leave the space. You are filled with a yellow, beflowered room.
Now this is what you pay money for. Honeysuckles. And he's just going to start just gathering up as many as he can and just sit pensively and just calmly sit on the grass, just chilling.
I'm just changing out of the armor so I don't have it on
It's off to the side.
Yeah.
And you're just sort of like sitting
the grass.
pensively in the grass. It's a great feeling. You know that the grass is a magical effect. You don't know as to what course. Mandrake, are you drinking?
I would have made tea or had tea.
Okay. You're just sitting at the bar drinking. The two of you have retired for the evening?
Yes, I have some things I need to work on.
Yes, of course you do.
I'm going back downstairs because, you know, I'm
Mandrake is drinking tea.
getting used to not sleeping very much.
Though you head back downstairs.
Hi.
Hello.
This is a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
How about we don't challenge the gods? Again?
I just wanted
Best
to
idea
know
I've heard all day.
who he was looking for. I mean, I thought we could get more information. That's why I was all subtle about it, so he couldn't find me. But then he found me anyway, and I didn't really realize at the time that he was a god. And okay,
All I'm saying is we lost 4 of our friends. I don't want to lose you too.
okay,
It's not often that I say run.
that's fair.
Okay. So what do we do now?
Not go anywhere near that tree for a little while. That's for sure.
I think that's fair.
Okay, this is pretty far from there, so I think we're good.
It is.
We
And,
need to find Nyx.
Agreed.
Like, Flint said he was just Nyx. Like, regular Nyx. Like, not deity Nyx, regular Nyx.
Agreed. However, he saw him at the Cheshire Club, yes?
Yes.
Time can get a little weird there,
Oh, so that might have been a different Nyx? Like, other time Nyx?
maybe? I don't know. It just hasn't always been linear.
You're right.
But that also presents another problem.
Oh no. What?
That means he could have been gone for a very long time.
Well, I started to feel better.
As two of our adventurers settle down in the honeymoon suite, beginning to have more questions and answers, our artificer begins to tinker away.
Yeah, actually, looking at my current companions, Philly, what do you use as a focus?
Me?
Yeah. Like, what would I have seen you using? Like, would you be
Oh.
carrying a staff or a wand or anything like that?
She had a, I guess it would be the same thing. She had like a necklace kind of thing that she used as a focus before. It would have carried through.
Yeah,
But it's not
I
like a
wouldn't
wand or
recognize it
anything.
as a traditional arcane focus.
No.
No.
Okay. Cool. In that case, I'm making my lesser tinkerings.
Okay.
A hat pin and a few other knickknacks that just have my clan symbol on them, just in case we go through Fosh.
Okay. Got it.
So they're basically sponsored.
You spend the night tinkering. You hear a voice in your head,
Okay.
and this is where we're going to end the episode.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds great. I'm having a great time.
You can't escape from me. I'll always find you.
It's me. Things are heating up here. In a bad way. Something has happened. Is there any progress on your end?
I'm starting to have some. What's happening?
I don't know how safe I am anymore. And if that's the case, I don't know how much longer I have. Go faster.
as fast as I can.
Thank you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. Welcome to Season 2 of Wonder. We're going to explore the entire continent, kids. We got lots of places to go to. Lots of new places. Doors have been unlocked. Places have been opened up that have been previously closed. New characters, new bouts of intrigue and secrets to unlock. Familiar faces with some not so familiar motivations this go around. So thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's episode. I'm really looking forward to having more stories to tell with this group. Indigo Connect, and hey, do you wonder? Well, stay tuned for the raid. Stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. We're going to go raid Chromatic Chimera. Yes. All right. We love you guys. We'll see you very, very soon.